I used to think self-trust meant feeling sure, having clarity, or knowing exactly what I was doing and where I was going. But the moment that requires self-trust the most were the moments where none of that was available. I didn't need certainty. I needed the ability to stay with myself while things were unclear. And that's when I realized self-trust isn't about having answers. It's not about abandoning yourself when you don't.
Self-trust is often framed as confidence or just knowing, right? Having self-trust is building in your nervous system, building the trust that we as human beings are learning this program to identify what real trust is. And it goes through transitions, it goes through uncertainties because we're relearning something that was never taught to us, that was actually given to us through our mother's womb. And everything gets imprinted when we're born, and as we grow up, we're conditioned to trust certain things because we hear it from TV, we hear it from our teachers, our colleagues, or just being in relationship with people as friends. You learn how to adapt what trust is off of other people's behavior and really redefine what self-trust is so that we can work on gaining that trust from within our own self and practicing that, because the moment we can sit with our own intuition, we can sit and allow ourselves to practice, to stop asking for advice, for example, or just trusting your own intuition and allowing that part of you to come through, because our goal is to crystallize the body so that we know our own truth. We know that, trusting within this, trusting our heart is what the answer is, not getting reassurance from other people or gain the clarity. We gain the trust that we're practicing within ourselves. That is the first thing you want to follow through with, is having your intuition tell you that this is the direction that you're going towards your destiny and your purpose in life, and just creating a value system that, you know what, this is where I'm going to lead myself. This is where I want my day to go because I feel safe. And it's a practice that I do within myself, right? I always ask myself before I decide on anything, instead of calling a friend, instead of calling, my mom or my sisters to see if they have the answer for me, I ask myself first. I ask myself, okay, does this feel right? Is this going to make me happy? And the moment you learn how to practice that with your body will start to speak to you. It's interesting how each of our functions of organs, how it works in the body. And the moment you can trust that, your body will just start to speak to you. The way that even the signs that come into your life. For a while, sometimes I use music as my guidance, or even like signs that I'm walking. I'm asking myself certain questions and I see a word and it's describing what my answer is. And those are signs that learning how to trust your intuition is really, when you ask, you shall receive. That creates self-trust, is training your nervous system to believe that your thoughts is what's guiding you, not the outside world. Because where trust actually breaks is not that we lost it. It's not that it's a discomfort or we overwrite what we feel or we rush a decision or just looking outside for confirmation. Where trust actually breaks within our nervous system is when we don't trust because it's broken, or we don't lose it because we feel discomfort, or we feel like we're rushing in our decisions, right? And over time, it's like confirming that into your nervous system when you start to be in the state of fight or flight, you're creating this system of not allowing your body to trust your intuition, not allowing your body to trust what you really want. I was thinking, what if lack of trust had nothing to do with the outside world and something to do with yourself? If trusting is just helping us set standards within ourselves. I think about that a lot. I think about, what is it the outside world is teaching me? Because I always allow the people who come into my life become my teachers. And even myself, I teach myself every single day when I wake up, or why I go through challenges, or things that happen in my life. I create that trust when I create this dialogue on telling myself that, okay, this happens, it's okay. You work out through the obstacles, you allow what happened to happen, and you trust yourself to come back inward, to know that you're safe, and you reprogram and you retrain your nervous system, not blaming the outside world that it happened, but what did you learn from it? What did you learn from the boundaries that you had to create? Or what did you learn from, the relationship that broke your heart? Did you overgive? Did you not set the boundaries that were supposed to be set from the beginning? And we ask ourselves that. We ask ourselves, from the learning curve of us humans, from going through these experiences of creating self-trust, is it becomes our teacher. The learning curves of creating standards within ourselves and wanting better. When we stop trusting ourselves, we look outside ourselves to seek reassurance. We seek safety from other people. And this is when we forget that we do have our own answers. We have our own answers, and the outside world should just be there as an added value, as an added asset to experience what you want to experience. Learning to rely on our values and our standards and creating our own boundaries, rather than just seeking reassurance from someone else, because this is where the gap that we have from the reassurance and healing closes. And this is where you start to heal. You start to trust yourself again. You start to be able to create these beautiful boundaries within yourselves, because you're able to wake up every morning and tell yourself, this is going to be a beautiful day, because it will be a beautiful day, because you're going to experience what peace is, you're going to experience what happiness is. And we all have a choice in how we trust ourselves. We all have a choice where, you know what, I, as a human being, can create my own day by just telling myself that I'm going to have a good day. So this is where it comes from you. It comes from within. And you're the only person that can really write your own life, step by step, day by day. And no one else can do it for you. Ask yourself, what would trusting yourself feel like? Because our nervous system has layers, and it creates this imprint in our body, and it's the vine that goes through the back of the spine, right? It's an energy force, and our body is just made of energy and water. So what happens is it stays imprinted. So whatever you learn growing up, from now you're able to actually reprogram it, redo life the way you want to do, by creating trust. And it's really just creating different layers and creating a building block every single day to trust yourself, to tell yourself, hey, I got this. Keeping it simple, not giving yourself big dreams because your nervous system can't handle it. Start with something small. Start with, hey, I want to lose weight. Instead of committing to 60 minutes a day, go walk around the block and see how that feels, and see how it feels to walk one block and move energy within the body, and see how your body feels. And it's also, when I teach meditation and breath work, I've been getting a lot of people saying that it's been challenging to even do the full set. And I said, hey, you know what? Even if you can show up for 1 minute, your body shows up. And one of my teachers told me this, when we started doing our daily practice is, you know, you set yourself for 11 minutes of breath work. So if you can't do it, put the timer on for 11 minutes. Go about your day. And when the timer stops, hey, you at least set the intention on doing your breath work. But then over time, what that does is it creates a pattern, it creates a layer so that you're like, you know what, I'm actually gonna try it today and do it because I actually committed to turning on the alarm for 11 minutes. Why not try it? So it becomes this whole subconscious, conscious relay of each other. And you actually sit and do it and you get to experience what breath, your own breath feels like. And then from there, that's where you want to be in that state at every given time because you create that trust. You create that trust within yourself that you can sit down for 11 minutes and just breathe normally, like we're supposed to be breathing. And what I teach and what I guide is just more for someone to use it as a technology in their lives. And if you meet me for a month, my goal is to, hey, you know what, if I can help someone carry this technology and let them live with it for the rest of their lives to make their lives better so they can trust themselves, I'm happy, I'm accomplished, I feel success. And that's my success, is doing this video, turning on the camera and filming and sharing my voice. Even if that's something that I had to heal from when I was a little girl because my voice was suppressed from my parents and my siblings and my friends, I'm sharing to strangers that I don't even know because I trust my own words. I trust my experience because I went through it, and now I could turn on the camera and actually share it and really help someone out that needs it. And that's my goal with this channel, is really just creating trust so that I'm here, I'm present. And it's the practice of just staying with yourself no matter where you're at. No matter how small your win is, how small the success is, just commit to this trust that, you know what, I'm gonna be okay.